All right, we're talking about the Harbor Freight parking lot sale going on this August. Now, there was a little one-page teaser that got out, but I didn't want to just like whet your appetite. I wanted to give you the whole meal. So I used my inside sources to get the leaked full ad. What? It wasn't leaked. It was leaked, but they leaked it on Harbor Freight's own website. Really? All right. So apparently they leaked their own ad. It's on their website. They didn't actually put a link to it, but if you've already been to their other links, if you've been to their other, anyway, if you know where to find this stuff, it's right there, able to find it. I'll put a link to it down below. Let's get into the deals, all right? So anyway, it's Inside Track, of course, gets the early access. I know you're tired of me talking about this. You go back, you talk my old videos 3-4 years ago, and I said back then, hey, Inside Track was great if you shop there all the time, but if not, it was kind of meh. These days, if you want to get the hot deals, you got to be Inside Track because they're giving Inside Track early access. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday gets the early access. You see this part that says 40, 35, 40, 30? Those will be all gone. All right, come Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're just, I mean, some stores might have it, but you know the good deals are going to be gone because people have been talking about this one, begging me, going, Jeff, when are they going to have the 40% off Icon sockets? This just isn't 40% off Icon. This is 40% off Icon, 40% off Quinn, 40% off Pittsburgh. This is a huge deal. All right, Icon sockets are fantastic. Don't get me wrong. For the value-minded pro, they are a legitimate tool truck alternative. And people like to give me crap. I'm one of the most hated channels on YouTube because I tell the truth. I don't sugarcoat it for anybody. I don't sit there and carry, Snap-on's water for them and tell them, yeah, I realize, 80 years ago you guys made the bee's knees, but everyone's figured out metallurgy these days and anybody can make a good socket if they want to. And Taiwan's putting out some fine ones and they're not charging $800 a set. All right. But that said, as good as the Icon ones are, for the home gamer, DIY, prosumer, and even the really budget-minded pro, the Quinn Master sets are straight up gold. They're freaking fantastic. I've done a ton of work with them. My son and I, we've been working on all our trucks and stuff. I've used them a bunch. We've used them on the mud trucks. We've used them on tons of stuff. The Quinn sets are just unbeatable for the price at 40% off. They are going to fly off the shelves like they're catapulted out of the store. They're going to be gone. The Icon sets are going to be gone right after them. And the Pittsburgh sets, and you're like, wow, the Pittsburgh sets. Excuse me, the allergies are kicking my butt. The Pittsburgh sets, like the deep impact sets, the jumbo socket sets, all of those things. And the Pittsburgh, there's some great Pittsburgh sets, all right? Don't be fooled into thinking the Pittsburgh sets should be overlooked. There's some great Pittsburgh sets in there. There's some there, yeah, but there's some really killer ones. I know a lot of pros like Diesel Techs who have Pittsburgh sets that are 20 years old. They bought them when they got started and they said, well, when they break, I'll replace them. They haven't replaced them, all right? And then, of course, and if you do break them, then you get the Harbor Freight return, that whole day. And we know why people shop at Harbor Freight, okay? And then right next to this, okay, because they're going to be not a socket in sight. Next to that, we've got the torque wrenches, and we're looking at Icon, Quinn, Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh torque wrenches, they're workable you're working on your Honda Civic, they're just fine, all right? You're working on your tractor, they're good for basic work, all right? Then you step up to the Quinn sets, and I got to tell you, the Quinn click one, that's right. I've been using that Quinn electronic one, and I've stopped using everything else. It's just a great all-arounder. It's got good leverage. It's got good length. You can reach in and get to stuff. It's my favorite torque wrench currently. And I know I was all about like getting the little digital adapters, and those are great too. And I don't know if those are included, but I would imagine they would be. And then you get into the Icon stuff. And the Icon stuff is really only kind of like if you're getting into that serious prosumer value pro kind of level. And if you are, 35% off. It explains itself. Now the bit sets at 40%, those are nice. The Hercules bit sets are great. The Warrior bit sets are throwaway, and that's why I always bought them, is because at $10 when they're on sale, you throw away, you don't care. And I like the Hercules stuff. That's kind of like this is kind of like one of those opportunity to build up all your consumables, all right? Just go buy a bunch of consumables, 40% off, all right? And then we talk about the winches, all right? We're at the height of summer. Everyone's going off-roading. They're going to the sand dunes. They're going up in the mountains. They're going overlanding. All of that stuff. We're doing the mud trucks, and that's the other thing. This whole sale starts the week after Mud Mania 3, the Summer of Mud. Mud drags and tough trucks out here in Park County, Montana. Come out and check us out. We're a local nonprofit doing fun education here for the local community. Come and support us if you can, all right? That said, Badland winches and winch accessories. There's all of them 30% off. That means you can get that upgraded synthetic rope, you get all the snatch blocks, you can get that retrieval rope, all right? That's a good one to have. I'm probably going to be picking up a couple of those for the park, all right? Just ridiculously good deals. These are, and this is always in this big red banner here. They put this one, 40% off and 35% off torque wrenches and sockets. It's going to be a madhouse Monday morning. Just make sure you got your shoes laced tight, and warm up. Do some stretches, all right? You're going to have to do some stretches. There's going to be some elbows flying, all right? Don't do that. I'm joking. Let's go through some of the other stuff, though, all right? We got 2,800 weatherproof protective cases from Apache, in case you missed the Apache sale that was just going on this week, all right? Then we have the alkaline batteries, meh. The 500, their tie downs are decent. They're okay. The 9mm nitrile gloves, those are fantastic. 5,500 4-foot linkable shop lights for $15. Linkable 5,500 for $15. There's nothing more to be said about that. All right, we got, for those of you who missed the jacks on Monday, I know, but we got a consolation prize, 3-ton rapid floor jack. Here, let me pull up full screen. You don't need to see my face. Full screen rapid pump coming in at 110. We got the Predator super quiet full inverter. This is the baby of the bunch. He's coming in at $500. Then we got the Yukon there at $300. That's a standard good sale price, all right? That's the buy it price on the Yukon. Hasn't gone a few bucks lower, maybe a few bucks here and there based on certain coupons that are out and stuff, but that is still the buy it price on that at $300. We got the Bauer pressure washer. That is a great pressure washer for the price. 2,000 PSI, 1.3 GPM. It's got the soap dispenser. It's got the dolly design that I like. It's got the hose reel for good hose management. All of that for $160. That's a good price. The titanium Easy Flux welder at $125. It's a good price on the Easy Flux. And I gotta say this, should you get the Easy Flux or should you get the Yes welder? Or should you get the Arc Captain? Unfortunately, I had a conversation with Arc Captain where I don't think they're quite the company that I think that they were. And we will no longer be talking about Arc Captain on this channel. And I'm sorry to say that. I just don't think that their support behind the scenes, their commitment to the customer is really where it should be. That said, I still support Yes Welder and the titanium at $130. That's a solid deal. Is it the best deal I've ever seen? No. But if you just want a hot glue gun of a welder, get started, stick some metal together, that's a great welder for it. And then we got the central machinery high velocity fans there coming in at $110. We got the moving blanket for $5, the Bunker Hill for $294. I'm going to show you how to get that free here at the end of this, though. Then we got the microfiber cloths coming in at $396, the safety glasses coming in at $98, and the not made in the U.S., not available in Minnesota flag, because Minnesota's got a law saying all American flags have to be made in America, coming in at $379. Let's jump through the rest of these, all right? Now, let me see here. Let me zoom in again here. Let me get up here to the side, and we'll see if we can get this up there. All right, we got zip ties, we got the sprayer, we got the keys. Yeah, hex shank drivers for $196. That's pretty nice. These little dollies, there's a lot of uses for those. Having a couple of those around the shop's a good idea. The bags, I'm a huge fan of the bags. You can use them for all sorts of stuff. You can carry tools. You can carry long distance paper punchers. You can carry all sorts of gear. I use it for bundling all my ratchet straps when I tow. All right, then down below that, we got to talk about this. The U.S. General 30-inch 5-drawer mechanics cart. It's $219. Not the cheapest price we've seen. Sub $200 is the, oh my gosh, put everything down, run to the store. $220 is a fair price on this though. All right, and it's probably gonna sell quick. Now, that said, and I guess I'll talk about this other stuff going on real quick. If you haven't seen it, I did a video released just the other day. It talks about the 7 days of deals, the deal of the days that's going on right now, all right? And I think we're on deal 5, which is the 4-drawer cart going on for $150. I personally like the 4-drawer better than the 5-drawer. I don't like the 2 mini drawers and then the big drawers. I just don't like the design. It doesn't work for my workflow, if that makes sense, all right? Your workflow may be different, all right? It's everyone. It's you know, Ford versus Chevy. You choose what works for you. All right. The right answer there, of course, is Dodge. Anyway, and then we got. And if you do buy something this weekend, I should also point out that free gift July 25th through the 27th, and one of them is the 30 cal Bunker Hill ammo can there. So that's what I was talking about. Maybe not waiting to buy that one, if you know what I mean. All right, and then we got the full bank here at $500. I did a full video showing the full bank. It's an awesome cabinet. I use it here in my shop. I got it chock full of tools, and we've done a ton of stuff over the summer, me and the boys, and we've all been really happy with it. It works as described, and at $500, there's nothing that comes close to it, all right? Now let's keep going down here. We got the Daytona. We got the 3-ton jacks here at $30. Not a bad deal. I'm a 6-ton jack guy. I have bigger trucks, all right? There's that. But I also like getting them higher off the ground, more room to maneuver underneath. I don't like to be that tight under. I don't want to feel like a cookie sandwich under there, all right? I want some room to move. It makes me feel less like I'm going to hit something and knock it over. Again, you do you, all right? Now, as far as the jack itself, we got the 3-ton there for $239. We got the dollies there. That's a high-end Daytona dolly for $90 each. And then we've got the 3-ton low-profile rapid pump jack for $100. That is a solid deal, all right? If you just need a jack, if you're like, hey, I want a 3-ton jack. I don't care if it's low profile. I don't care if it's high reach. I don't care if it's in fancy colors. I just want to jack up my truck. This is the jack here you've been waiting for. Then we got the Creeper down here for $28. Comes in 4 colors. This is, at least last I checked, this was still the Creeper where some of them work great. I know guys who weigh 450 pounds, use them every day. They work fine. I know guys who weigh $150 and the corner cracks on it. And it's always that corner. It's one of the ones up near the head. I don't know why. Some work great, some don't. Roll the dice, maybe get the extended warranty on it, all right? Then we got the backrest stool. I'm not a fan of them. I don't think they're the most comfortable thing. Some people love them. $55, decent price. 2,000-pound engine hoist there, or engine stand, my bad. Engine stand's coming in at $170. The 1-ton hoist is coming in at $230. Is that a decent deal? It's a decent deal. It's the new revised version. It's got the new paint schema. It's a great hoist. Also, though I have to say, always recommend, check your local Facebook and Craigslist first, because there's always somebody who buys it for one project, pulls one engine, and then is like, I don't need it anymore, and they sell it. What they don't realize, and they don't think about it, is the feet on these fold up, and it's not too hard to stick it in a corner, and it's useful for all sorts of other stuff. I've used them for putting heads on drill presses, offloading table saws, moved a cast iron stove with one. A lot of great uses for these things around the shop and around the house. I recommend holding on to them, but again, check local ads first, and if they don't have it, then go this route. And then if you just need the cheap dollies for your vehicle, they got $45 each there. And then let's keep going. We got the Pittsburgh sets. I'm not a fan of these sets, but a lot of people are. You do you. $99, $170 on that. We got the $50 light. It was a $40 light, if I'm not mistaken, a week ago. Either way, I still think it's a good deal at $60. $50, that's a fair price, all right? We got the Master Interchangeable Polar set there from Icon coming in at $175. And then down at the bottom, we got the shop towels. It is too funny. I say every time I say about the shop towels that I don't like them because they leave little red threads everywhere. And then I get people who are like, I just got them. I don't have a problem with them. They don't do that. They fixed it. Oh, I'm like, great. And they got a bunch of other guys who respond, they're full of it. I just opened a pack. I have red stuff all over they must have different manufacturers for these or something. But you roll the dice. I personally, you can just see, I just ordered these. I got off of Amazon like a 50 pack or something of microfiber towels for like $10 or something. Just get them off Amazon. There's no blue. Look, I can take one of these and I can shake it. No blue fibers. Well, there's a couple blue fibers. Anyway, performance work gloves for $4. Clear stacking bins for $279. Clamps for $79. Those clamps are actually really useful. We got the wheels for $4.98 and the Death by Stool for $25. That's the danger. Now they recalled the old one, so apparently it's better. But you know what? That's your backside. You risk it if you want. All right, up here we got the mag bar for $184, the solid rubber wheel chuck. If you have any kind of medium to small trailer, that is a must-have. Absolutely must-have. And speaking of must-haves, that 5-plier sit next to it, you really need to stay far away from it. It's trash. I hate it. I wish they'd get rid of it. I've hated it for years. It's still out there. Don't buy it. Move on. All right. Then we got the zipper utility pouch. I've not tried it. It looks interesting. I like little pouches like that. The 800 lumen tactical LED light. Not my favorite. The all-purpose tarp for $1.98. Again, the blue tarps. The rule with the blue tarps is if you're not in a high wind area and what you're putting on is stationary, it should probably be fine. All right. If there's a lot of wind or you're putting it on a trailer or something like that, it'll get shredded instantly. So don't bother. All right, then let's talk about generators. We got the Predator 5000. This is the new gold standard when it comes to portable power generators. 5,000 watt, dual fuel, CO secure with remote start, super quiet, fully enclosed, pure sine wave inverter for $900. Guys, I don't know what more to tell you. It's the way to go everywhere I go. Every food truck in my area, every food truck has converted to this. They're all converting to Predators, and I think I know one that's on the old 3500. Everyone else is on the 5000. Probably because they already have propane on board, so why not use that, right? And then we got the 6.6 horsepower horizontal shaft gas engine for $140. We got the pole saw for $50, and then the black and silver tarps. Those are extreme heavy duty. Those are solid tarps. Definitely trust those. $30 is a good tarp. The Jupiter modified sine wave inverter. Okay, it's not pure sine wave. It's a modified sine wave. It's not my favorite. If you're on a budget, I get it. But if you're running delicate electronics, I still can't recommend it. The Avanti sprayers, these I can recommend. I've used the hand sprayer. I've got buddies who've got the big airless sprayer. They've done houses that they flip with them. They just work, man. They work really well, and they're ridiculously similar to the Wagner. I wonder how they did that. Anyway, Cover Pro tent there, or as we like to call them in Livingston, kites for $99. Liquidation sale, shop early, up to 77% off. I know a lot of you complained that the up to wasn't big enough before. I hope it's big enough for you now. Up to 77% off. The fact of the matter is that you have to wait. Basically, if you wait further, usually the price, the savings goes up. It's one of the cases also if you get to know your manager and you're like, hey, if it was closer to that 77, I might actually buy it. Like right here today, I got cash in my wallet. That's the kind of case where that's going to work out for you, okay? I will tell you about a really hot deal over here. It's the steamer. Now, steamer, I don't know. Somebody said they tried the steamer and they liked it. $94 seems kind of pricey, but I don't really know the steamer market. So you tell me, is the steamer a good deal? What I will tell you is a plate compactor for $600 like this is a pretty good deal on that one. If you need a plate compactor. If you don't, maybe pass on it, all right? We got the hand truck. Oh my gosh, people, get a hand truck. Save your back. You only get one. I know so many people have had back surgery. Nobody's happy about it, all right? In fact, we just had to buy a new one. And I made the mistake of sending the kids. They went to Ace and they spent like $170 on, and it was a very nice deluxe one. It like folds, it does like the 3 position where it's like straight upright or like at an angle or all the way down. It's very nice. And we used it to bring in some appliances and take out some appliances, and it worked great. This would have worked just fine. I've used this exact one to move like ridiculously heavy safes. All right. And in fact, it saved my bacon because of that, because anyway, that's a long story, but let me just tell you, I was glad I had that thing. Anyway, we got the Apache case next to it for $44.99. I use cases just like this. I'm looking around for my case for my camera equipment. I think it's over here. Ooh, it's getting toasty in here. I have the air off and it's already up to 87. All right, so Apache case. This is what I use for my camera gear. My camera gear is pretty high end, all right? I've got an FX30 and I've got a Sony A7R4. All right, these are not things that I use for YouTube. I use a ZV-E10 behind the camera there. They're for hobby stuff. I used to do a lot of photography back in the day, and I still don't do enough of it to really justify the cameras that I have. But that said, when I go out and I do pictures with them, I definitely take that case with me because that lets me know that they're protected. And I gotta tell you, if you got any kind of sensitive electronics, if you got cameras, drones, laptops, GPS, kind of stuff, any of that stuff, definitely get yourself one of these things. We got the Franklin drywall hoist coming in at $170, the push button igniter torch for $30. We got more gloves, 5 mil for $6, 7 mil for $7. I gotta tell you, I think it's the 8 mil gloves. I really like them. Maybe they're the 7 mil. I'll have to go take a look. Here we got a cheaper steam cleaner for $25, multi-use transfer pump. Again, the SAE keys that I hate. I know. And then I also said I hated that transfer pump, which I don't like, but I had several people said that they did like it and that I was asking too much of a $4.29 pump. And they're probably right. For under $5, it probably is a great deal for under $5. Foam kneeling pad for $3.80, $3.98. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. We got a lot more to get through here. Let's see here. We got welders. We got the Vulcan Omni Pro 220. This is it. This is the one that everyone wants. All right, that is the go-to welder. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more here. We got the Vulcan welder there for $879. We got the unlimited 140 multiprocessor with 120. It's $479. And the Chicago Flux welder for $99. Yeah, I'm just, with the options out there for cheap inverter welders, it's hard for me to recommend the Chicago stuff. I wish they'd honestly get rid of it. But the titanium is a decent one. That Vulcan one, that is a go-to welder. It really is. Now up top, let me cover this real quick. The electronic fly swatter, $279. Do not use it on your wife's backside. It will end badly for you. Reflective tarp. This is my go-to tarp. The silver ones, they're the best mix I find between durability and price at $19 for a 15 by 19. That's a great deal. We got the welding clamp there for $20. The shop towels for $3. The glue, if you like the glue there, for $1.98. It's a $1.98 glue. And the old school puck light. I used to love those things, but there's just so many better options. I mean, at 98 cents though. All right, we got the welding table. That's a fine welding table there for $150. We got some great welding helmets here. The Arc Safe there for $100. I still use mine. I don't weld a ton, I got to admit that, but that's the helmet I put on when I do need to weld. Let's see what else we got. The Chicago Electric for $30. The Chicago Electric, it's perfectly safe. They've done all sorts of tests about how quickly they respond, and there's not a problem with how quick. The problem with that is just how limited the viewing area is. And if you want real safety and be able to really see what's going on, you need a bigger viewing area. All right, let's go down here. We got the steel ramps for $55. Get some good ramps. I've seen too many videos on YouTube of people doing stupid stuff trying to load their ATVs. The cargo carrier for $80. The ball drop there for $109. Welding wire, yeah. 35% all elastic and rubber cords. I got excited. I saw the Doyle at the end. I'm like, 35% off the Doyle? No, we're getting $32 off the Doyle, though. That is a fantastic device. Harbor Freight sent that to me years ago. It's down at my shop. My son was doing something and he was going to do something stupid. I'm like, son, you need to put that in a vise before you put an impact gun on it. And he's like, no, I got it. He gave one pull. He's like, where's the vise again? I'm like, yeah. And you got to go over to the shop for that. So anyway, and then we got the 4-ton hydraulic equipment there for $100. All right, let's keep going. We got the fiberglass hammers. That's your nice pair of throwing hammers there for $4. The 500 lumen pop-up lantern. That thing, don't look into the light. All right, just don't. It's really bright. It's hella bright. And that's a double entendre if you get it. All right, microfiber cleaning cloths, there you go, 98 cents for those. And then we talked the ratchet straps and the ratchet straps, and then the little mini tape. I like the little mini tape measures for $1.98. A little disposable, keep it with you, put it in a toolbox kind of tape measure there. That's not too bad. All right, then we're over on the other page there. We've got I think that's the Merlin blowgun for that. Is that really the Merlin? I gotta get where's my glasses? I gotta get my eyeballs out. If that's the Merlin for $3, and it is the Merlin. Wow, for $3. I will tell you this though, if you want a nice air set, Capri's got one of the best. All right, for the money. And a little foam tray and everything. It's kind of bougie, honestly, at that level. I mean, it's just an air gun, but still, if you want to treat yourself, look at the Capri. But for a good basic air gun, this is just fine. All right, the rubber hose, the air starter kit, that is a avoid at all costs. Any of the yellow central pneumatic stuff, just avoid. Get the Merlin stuff. The peg style socket trays, they're okay. I use them some. They're not my. I've still yet to find a set, a Manor socket organization that I'm really happy with. The 20-ounce HVLP feed gun. It's good basic. It's better than a rattle can for $10. So let me put it like that. And the 12-to-1 infrared thermal laser. That laser thermometer. Not a man alive who calls themselves a man, has his man card, should not have a laser thermometer. There's always a time where you got to check the temperature. You got to check HVAC, you got to check the hoses in your truck, you got to check the grill, you got to, point at the wife and go, yep, she's still hot. Trust me, it works. All right. Anyway, 20-gallon McGraw vertical air compressor. It's all right, $200. 20-gallon, it's hard for me to justify. If you want real power, you got to step up to this 26-gallon Fortress at $350. At $350, it's not a right home about it price. It's like the standard sale price. It's still a good air compressor, but it's not an exciting price. It's a better than paying full price. How about that? All right. Find that silver lining, right? All right. Then we got the 1/2-inch composite air impact wrench, coming in at $90. That's actually a pretty good little impact wrench. And then we got some Bauer, the Bauer sander for $10. Yes, I like my oscillating built spindle sander better, but this is less than half the price. All right. If you want to get your car polished, this DA sander, man, this is the way to do it. $34. We got the Bauer brushless impact at $109. That's a solid impact there. We got the sander for $20, the grinder for $35. All of them great deals. We even have the dual Bauer battery packs coming in at $80. Now the modular rolling toolbox at $50. I'm just not excited about the Bauer. I mean, they sent it to me when it came out. I was like, this is great. Here, son, here you go. It's to be fair, I've got tons of systems that other companies have sent me. I've got the Tough built system that I keep here. And I don't like the way the slide locks. They're very durable. Don't get me wrong. They're built like a freaking Sherman tank. All right. But the slide locks, especially because we spend a lot of time down in the Vegas area, so you get dirt and dust in there. And I find that they kind of bind. That's my issue. If you're not in a desert kind of area, then they probably are working fine for you. I don't know. Let me know what you think if you have them. All right. Then we got the Armstrong. This is a great TV mount. I use them in my RV. $30. We got the Hercules jackhammer here, electric jackhammer for $40. I know, braking hammer. It's a jackhammer. Call it what it is. 20-volt, 5-amp-hour extended battery pack. Come on, 2 5-amp-hour batteries, top tier for $90 with a 3-year warranty on them. Oh my gosh. And then down here in the budget row, we've got, there's our inflation. We got, it happened, the 4.3 amp angle grinder, or is this the higher end one? No, I think this is it. Was $14. It's only $12. This was the one that should be $10. It's $12, folks. It happened. We got the cutoff wheels for $492, the sanding pack for $650. We got the 1500 watt, 11 amp dual temp heat gun, the Warrior heat gun that a lot of you love, talk about all the time. It's still $10, so you gotta like that. The extension cord there, 50 foot, 14 gauge for $20, and then we got another wall mount for $798. there you go. There's the deals. Everything you want to know. We talked about everything. If I missed anything, any questions you got, put it down below in the comments. I'll try to get to it. If you like what we do here, go ahead and chomp the old like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.